It began with the smell, a rotten, damp smell that did not belong to any living thing. Arif noticed it the first night he stayed in the old house. The house stood alone at the edge of a forgotten village, surrounded by dead trees and silence so thick it felt alive. No birds, no insects, only the wind, whispering through broken windows like a warning. The owner had handed him the keys without looking into his eyes. "Stay as long as you want," the man said quietly. "Just don't open the basement door." Arif laughed then. He always laughed when people said strange things. That night, as he lay in bed, the smell returned, stronger now, like wet soil mixed with decay. At exactly 3:17 a.m., the lights flickered and something beneath the floor moved. Not a sound, a movement. Slow, heavy, breathing. Arif sat up, his heart pounding. The air grew cold, and the smell crawled into his lungs. He heard scratching from below the floor. The basement. He stayed awake until sunrise, convincing himself it was rats, old pipes, imagination. The second night, the scratching returned. But this time, it came with a voice. Arif. It was not loud. It was not clear. It sounded like someone speaking through dirt and water at the same time. Arif froze. "I know you're awake." The clock on the wall stopped ticking. 3:17 a.m. The floor beneath his bed trembled slightly, as if something large had shifted its weight. Then came the sound of fingernails dragging slowly across concrete. "Please, open it." Arif screamed and ran outside barefoot into the cold night. He stayed there until morning, shaking, watching the house like it might follow him. He should have left, but he didn't. On the third day, he noticed something new. Muddy footprints leading from the basement stairs into the hallway. Long footprints. Wrong footprints. As if whatever made them did not walk like a human. They stopped outside his bedroom door. That night, the basement door was open. Arif stood at the top of the stairs, staring down into darkness that felt deeper than it should have been. The smell was unbearable now. His phone flashlight barely reached the bottom, but he could see something written on the wall. Names. Hundreds of names. Scratched into the concrete. Some old, some fresh. And at the very bottom, written in wet red letters, Arif. The door slammed shut behind him. The light went out. Something moved in the darkness below. Slow, dragging steps climbing upward. Arif backed away, screaming, but his body felt heavy, as if the house itself was holding him. Then he saw it. A shape emerging from the dark. Tall, thin. Its skin hung loose like it didn't belong to the bones underneath. Its face was almost human, almost. No eyes, just deep, bleeding holes. Its mouth opened wider than any mouth should. "We were buried here," it whispered, "and forgotten." It reached out with fingers too long, too many joints bending the wrong way. "Now we live in those who remember us." Arif tried to run, but the floor gave way beneath him. He fell into the basement, landing among bones. Human bones, fresh and old mixed together. The thing crawled over him, pressing its face close to his. "You opened the door," it said softly. "So you stay." The last thing Arif felt was cold fingers pushing into his chest, deeper, deeper, until his heartbeat stopped. Morning came. The house stood silent again. The basement door was closed. A week later, a new tenant arrived. The owner handed over the keys and smiled faintly. "Stay as long as you want," he said. "Just don't open the basement door." At exactly 3:17 a.m., the scratching began again, and beneath the floor, something breathed.